Thank you so much for staying with us. To security matters now, suspected armed herdsmen killed 2 people and injured several others today in a village in Akpa district of Otukpo Local Council of Benue State in what the police describe as a reprisal attack. According to the police spokesperson in Benue State, Moses Yamu, available report from the local police in the area indicates that some youths from the neighboring town allegedly aided and guided the herdsmen in the Sunday morning attack. Since the open grazing prohibition law, which came into effect on November the 1st this year, violent agitations by herdsmen across the state have led to killings of over 7 indigents who tried to ward off herdsmen from their farm in the ongoing harvest. And from security to legal matters now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has filed a 4-count charge of fraud against the chairman of Innocent Motors, Innocent Chukwuma, and Charles, his younger brother. This comes days after the anti-graft agency released him on bail after picking him up in Enugu State. The anti-graft agency accused him of obtaining containers of motorcycle spare parts by false pretense between 2009 and 2011 in Lagos. The goods, said to be property of Guarantee Trust Bank PLC, were allegedly obtained from Mistu OSK Limited in Apapa, Lagos. The anti-graft agency said the duo, with intent to defraud the induced staff of that company, to deliver to them through their clearing agents the motorcycle spare parts. And Christmas is a time for showing love and care to people. Some even visit orphanage homes. The Arrow of God orphanage in Ajah, Lagos experienced one of such visits by the family of the late Ambassador Victor Adebayo Taylor. The memorial outreach brings the plight of the institution to limelight.
This is Iranla community, located in the remote part of Ajah. The absence of a good road network is obvious. But within this environment is the Arrows of God orphanage. Mrs. Victoria Ezeokoli Taylor leads her children, family, friends and associates on a visit to commemorate the 10th year of her husband's passage.
He was a very humble man, but very generous, and above all, he respected everybody regardless of what people see as their material status. And he taught us all that every human being should be treated with dignity. So we are very happy that if my husband was still alive, this is the kind of thing he would be doing without fanfare.
A tour of the facility evokes the reality of unpleasant conditions endured by the occupants. The clinic, kitchen, hostels, the school and even library, all calling for an upgrade. The condition does not deter the boys from enjoying their favorite sport as they stay glued to the TV screen for a live football match. The visit is preceded by a donation of an undisclosed amount of money to the orphanage.
The biggest challenge that we do have in the home is making sure every single child goes to school and goes to a good school, something that will help them and empower them for the future. So mostly we are always looking for sponsors to help elevate our kids and put them in the right direction. So that's where most of the donations are going to go to.
We can tell the number of children and their school fees and how far this will go. So education is one area. But I would say that every area needs a lot of support.
The Arrows of God orphanage has about 100 children. While the Taylor's act of kindness is commendable, it is a reminder that the need of the homeless is the responsibility of all, and sharing with these kids has no doubt brought some joy into their Christmas celebrations.
Residents in Jukun local government area of Kaduna State, northwest Nigeria, have protested 6 months of power outage in their community. The residents say they have been in darkness since July this year due to the failure of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company to repair a transformer that broke down in the area.
This is Kamazo, a community in the outskirts of Kaduna state capital. Sadly, the only electricity transformer that serves the people packed up since July of 2017 due to what the residents attributed to overloading. And since that incident, they have been without electricity supply. It has become a bitter pill to swallow, and that has prompted them to find their voices through the instrumentality of protest. Their grouse is that despite all efforts to fix the transformer, including contributing funds, the management of Kaduna Electric never responded to their complaints or made any commitment to fix the broken transformer or provide them with another one.
These people have really done harm to our families. They should restore our lights. Despite the fact that there is a judgment given in favor of this community, that they should restore light to Kamazo. If you check down there, pressmen, you will see that we have tried to help these people. But deliberately, they said, no, let us punish these people.
Chairman of the community says business activities have been paralyzed in the area due to the 6 months outage.
Because electricity is capital intensive to maintain, even to install. So if the private hands cannot handle it, the government should take it back, because electricity is one of the essential and utility that is meant for the taxpayers of Nigeria. If now they have now sold it, the common man will continue to suffer, because it's on commercial now and they are not even serving the people. So the government should take it back, because the government have the capacity to take control of this electricity.
You know, light is source of life. We have been in darkness for more than 6 months. And this has caused not only hunger. Imagine somebody with children, business around, everything down. There is no light.
Reacting to the complaints from the Kamazo community, spokesman for Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, Abdulaziz Abdullahi, explains that the delay was a result of lack of funds and the company was finding it difficult to install a new transformer because of the huge cost involved.
We have taken it out for repairs, but the little issue we had was sourcing for funds to fix it. But thankfully, that has been that hurdle has been crossed. We have now even given out the transformer for repairs. We have given more than 70% payment for the repair of the transformer. So we are hoping in the coming days, the transformer the contractor working on it will have finished, and then it will be restored back to the community.
For a population of over 100 million people and still counting, the country's electricity capacity still hovers between 3,500 megawatts to 5,000 megawatts. What is not soothing is that this community haven't gotten a share from that national output, a situation which they can't wait to be put behind them, especially in this season of celebrations.
We move now to Imo State, where the partnership between the government and the Central Bank of Nigeria under the federal government's Rice Anchor Borrowers program has started yielding results. For the first time, the Imo State government has launched its own indigenous rice called EMU International Rice.
The governor of Imo State, dancing to the rhythm of the music, and the reason for his celebration stacked behind him. Bags of locally produced Imo rice. It appears the Imo State government is set to give importers of rice a run for their money with the launch of the EMU International Rice, as it's called, at the International Conference Center in Owerri, the state capital. Present at the occasion is the governor of Kebbi State, statesmen, government functionaries, traditional rulers, and people of the state.
This is a message for people.
For Governor Rochas Okorocha, the taste of the pudding is in the eating.
I've eaten this rice, I've tested it. it is simply fantastic. I suggest that all of you should taste this rice and buy one bag for your family.
Rice is staple food for over half of the world's population. Ariza glaberrima, the scientific name for African rice, grows in Imo State. Therefore, the governor gives an indication of the catalyst for this development.
I was concerned about an unforeseen situation likely to put us in bad shape, and that was the recession. I recall having told this honorable house and told all Imolites that we must act quickly under the present situation, which our ugly condition points out to us, by going back to land and embrace agriculture as a pivot upon which the rest of our economy must rotate.
The Commissioner for Agriculture provides the inside skinny on the achievement. For the icing on the cake, the Imo State government showcases its locally processed and packaged Imo smoked catfish. And since rice and catfish complement each other for a happy meal, the patronage of locally produced food significantly saves money on importation, creates job opportunities, and increases internally generated revenue.
As these Nigerians will have enough rice to eat during this festive season. And now to the arts. Contemporary pop artist Desinye Tantua shows how far a creative mind can go with his exhibition, where he displays not just his paintings but functional art as he turns all sorts of vintage cars into furniture. He's also using this platform to celebrate a living legend and multiple talented artist, Demas Woko, and that's what we have on Art Review tonight.
This exhibition is one of a kind. Desinye Tantua has used scraps from the parts of all sorts of cars, from the modern to the exotic, and has turned them to usable art.
I love classic cars, and yet I can't maintain them. So what I did was to make them into furniture. It's a new furniture line which I'm trying to create. It's actually called Sick Designs.
These living legends, architect Demas Woko, artist Yusuf Grillo, and author J.P. Clark, are part of the distinguished personalities who graced this occasion.
It shows to what extent a creative mind can go. There is no end. Who can ever think of hacking a car?
And he has gone beyond just creating installations, but actually painting iconic images, from Professor Wole Soyinka to Chinua Achebe to Demas Woko, done on chairs crafted by this living legend himself, and the 81-year-old is pleased.
I think I'm part of the world, and I believe that all creative people are partners with God the Creator, and that I take everything that happens in life quite seriously, and I want to bring out the best for everybody to key in and have a fulfilling life, enjoyable life.
He's an icon. He's bigger than life. I'll call him a genius because he really is. And in our country, we really don't celebrate a lot of people. They wait till they die, which I don't believe as artists we should do that. That's why I want to start with him. There are many more we are going to celebrate from time to time. So I'm starting with him and starting with his chairs.
The Afro-pop artist doesn't forget his comfort zone as his paintings still grace the walls so viewers can get the soft and hard side of Desinye's world.
He's a very excitable young man, and he's doing things exciting, because it's pop art. And I think he's quite a successful man, you know, after graduating as an artist. So he's doing well.
This show opens a new page in Desaya's career, stepping into furniture and functional sculpture, including his father's vintage classic Mercedes-Benz.
Still ahead on the news at 10. Former world #1 Serena Williams returns to tennis in Abu Dhabi next week, almost 4 months after having her baby. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.